let you know that today's going to be an interesting day. Today, my friends, is the beginning of what I'm going to see a much grindier market. Apparently, there's 5,000 properties going to auction across the country. Stock levels are at an all-time high. We've got every media outlet talking about interest rates either going up 2% or 3% over the next 1 to 2 years. We've got interest rates being talked about going up from June. We've got the 4 banks that are saying they're definitely pulling the trigger. This is the first time rates are going up since 2010. We've got a number of banks that have forecasted that if rates were to go up 2%, there's going to be a price correction of around 15%. So you can turn around and say that there are headwinds. We've had incredible growth for the last 1 to 2 years. So it shouldn't surprise people that it wasn't going to always just keep going and continue. But for me, the rates are the interesting one, because we haven't had a rate increase since 2010. So what's going to be interesting is people that are locked in on fixed rates, and as they expire after a year, 2 years, and they come out into the new market rates, we're going to start having people that are going to have mortgage repayments that are beyond their capabilities. And when you have mortgage repayments beyond people's capabilities is when you then have people that don't want to sell but have to sell. I haven't seen that environment for a long time, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. But what is very, very, very clear is that the combination of a forthcoming election and a decent chance for Labor of winning, the fact that rates are definitely on the up. I mean, they're talking about rates potentially going up 3% by the end of 2023. So we're going to end up having rates that are going to be 5.5%. So what does this mean right now if you're making a decision in real estate? Well, if you're a vendor today, don't stuff around over 50 grand. Just sell it, right? There's buyers there right now. You know, you might get 900 today, but in 2 months' time, 900 might be 850. So any of the vendors that follow me, I would suggest right here, right now, have your reserve, but then have your second reserve in your head. And your second reserve is, you want to put yourself in a position to be a buyer in June. How do you become a buyer in June? By being a seller now. Get yourself cashed up, because what the smart people are doing is putting themselves in a position to exploit opportunities that are going to be available in the second half of the calendar year of 2022. I'm in that category too. I just think that every so often there are buying opportunities, and what you've got to do is plan for those. Plan for those. The second thing I would be doing right now is, if you're someone that's selling, should you wait to buy? It's a risky strategy. It's a risky strategy to sell and not be in the market, right? It's a lot better to sell and buy straight away in the same market. But, you know, if you're feeling confident, sell high, buy low is not a bad strategy, but it is risky, because I have seen plenty of people that end up not being able to buy back in the market. But there's nothing to suggest right now that prices are going to go off. And I know, my friends, what's going to happen. That tomorrow in the papers, you're going to hear about a property that sold 2 million over reserve. What you won't hear about is the other 4,000 that sold under reserve. So I understand all of that, you know. So gang, the good news is, if you're a real estate agent that knows the basic fundamentals, list, vendor management, buyer management, putting deals together, negotiating, you're okay. But those that aren't, I got to tell you, you're going to make less money. GCI that agents made in the last 12 months is going to be lower in the next 12 months. Just accept that. Unless you're a really, really good agent and you improve your market share incredibly, you will probably be making less money. So that's the smart play. Improve your market share. I wouldn't be going off and upgrading to a new European car right at this moment. I think there's going to be real estate agents leaving the industry. I think there will be real estate agents leaving the industry the latter part of 2022. I think real estate agents are going to start whinging and complaining about their commission splits, and they're going to start saying, oh, I want more from my boss. And the reason why is that they're going to look at ways of trying to actually claw back some of the money they're losing compared to the earnings that they've made in the last 2 years. Don't hope the market's better. Hope you become better.